Hello! Welcome to Farthest Frontier. Well, the game has been updated. We're now actually on version 0.8, so there's been quite a few changes made. Although it's not going to really impact what I'm doing. I need a lot done here. I mean, kind of stuck in this little quadrant here, and I need to expand it out, because if I want to upgrade this building, I mean, the requirements, you need 400 people to get to tier 4. So yeah, the other problem is I've picked a really interesting map because it's very hilly. Now they have made a change apparently to the terrain option. Well, we'll just have to see. But one of the things I really like what they've done is supposedly they've taken away that problem with the water where if a building catches on fire, you don't suddenly get everybody diving in, and you just end up with like lots and lots of buckets of water lying around. Apparently it should be more intelligent now, where only people close by will actually get involved. So I'm just curious to have a look at the storage building. I think that's a splitter. So that's the storehouse. Yeah, so they've taken away the water. It doesn't store water there. Doesn't store water there either, because that was just really a waste. You ended up with like lots and lots of water buckets just lying all over the place, and then they ended up in storage, and that clogged up your storage system. The only catch is I've noticed now a lot of these wells that I've got have run dry. So it's like, oh no. So yeah, that's going to cause major problems. So I'm going to have to start upgrading. That's the one option you've got. I mean, you can either move them, because if you hover over, it says, yeah, you just run out of water. That's all that's left in there. So you can upgrade the well, in other words, dig deeper, or try and find water elsewhere. So in my case, I think what I'll do is I've got the resources. It seems, I mean, money's quite easy on this map because it's, a mountainous area. There's plenty of gold around. So I'm going to have to go around and check these wells, otherwise we're just going to run out of water. And before we would have had a lot of water just sitting in storage, but I've got to factor that in, otherwise I could have a lot of problems. Where you get a fire and there's just no water to put it out, or you get people getting health problems. Another thing they've done is they've go to the build menu, which is where I was at before. They've put in a lot more decorations now. Apparently the Holy Eye has been tweaked and improved as well. We've now got different types of fencing. So what they've done is you've got under defences, these big fortified walls and gates have been moved over to defences, but walls, instead of just your basic wood wall and like a stone wall that you had, we've now got hedging, and you've also got wrought iron, but you need to get to tier 4 to be able to pull that off. See what else they've done. So I'm not seeing any tier 4 buildings in here. The food, now the barn has been changed. Before, you used to get settings for deciding, do you want to do any milking. Well, that's been removed altogether. It isn't even an option. Slaughtering animals and milking them doesn't apply anymore. Apparently you can also get them to graze on your actual own fields as well, so they can eat the actual crops that you're growing. You can do that as well. I mean, I must admit they were doing that before, I noticed, but that's something else to mention. But yeah, I suppose that makes sense really, because it's just a case of, well, if you end up with too many cows, then yeah, you just you slaughter any excess ones you've got, but you would always want to do the milk. So yeah, it's a bit interesting. But I suppose there's various, as I say, bug fixes and so on that have been done as well. But my concern still appears to be rats. I've just noticed. It's like, yeah, looks like I was trying to sort that out as a problem. So that one covers about that area. And we've got a load of rats over in here. So I suppose what I'll have to do Yeah, so that's what does that fall under? Where does the rat catcher come under? Amenities and services. So I think Fubar. Yeah. That's always interesting, that. So if I put the rat catcher there, just see, it doesn't really show like a direction that it points in. I don't think it really matters. Put it that way around, just for the sake of it. So that should take care of the rats over there. Now, that's an improved well. Oh, that's another thing they've introduced, actually. When you start clicking on things now, you're going to start seeing all these tutorials popping up. Once you've seen them for the first time, they'll disappear. Go to... So there's that one there, that one there. If I click on the graphs, for instance, you started to get like various tutorials, all sorts of things. But you can turn them off if you're not particularly interested in them. Yes, we've got rats down there as well, so that's not good. So let's see, where was my rat catcher then? Ah, there it is there. So there's a rat catcher there. I mean, I can move its like area of work down to say there. The other one's there. So that's covering that area. So if I get them to cover there. Oh, it's not. Actually, I haven't said that. I wonder if I can get them to cover that area there. So let's not bother with that one. Right, cancel that. Just having a look to see, that building there. So that building there is in need of repair. Yeah, so there's an option now here where it's saying you can mark it for immediate repair, so it kind of like prioritizes it. So you can see I really need this building repairing. And I'm looking for storage options because they supposedly tweaked the storage options as well. Go to resources. Oh yeah, see all these little things popping up just to show you, you know, part of the tutorial. Just close that and I'll open it back up again. So you're getting some interesting information now, I suppose, about these items. That's useful. Inline categories. So you deselect inline categories. So we've got raw materials, food, produce materials, and usable items. Yeah, I think I prefer. It that way. Oh no, something's being attacked. That's not good. Villager professions. Okay, so we're getting information about them. We can just click the question mark up there. Ooh, short on farmers. Okay, we better plug that gap. One thing I've noticed, when you start to get short on a particular thing, it changes to a different colour. You see, you get that orangey-ish colour, I would say. So if that isn't in a shade, just white basically, or that one, then you know you're running out of, you know, the labourers, or in this case the builders. So that's quite useful. Okay, well, I'm going to leave them to it, because what I'm interested in more than anything is, I mean, I've really got to think about expanding this whole place, although I've now got something else to do. There's a lot of micromanagement going on here. 44, we're down to 37. Right, okay, we'll put the pump loss there. Yeah, so what I'm thinking is that I really need to get this place expanded. I mean, I was thinking of going in this direction. The only catch is that's going to need a lot of overhaul, because I'll have to move all of these in that direction. If I go in, on the other hand, if I go in this direction, it's relatively flat up here. but then you're into the big hills and what have you. So it's not exactly a good map for really building anything. I mean, this area here is, it's not too bad. It's reasonably flat, so I might end up having to do that anyway. Just a bit of a pain, I suppose. So let's have a think about this. Essentially, you're going to need quadrants. And each market has a certain reach. So I've got one there. So the idea would be to have a market that's probably about there. Yeah, we'll probably have to go somewhere there. And then you'd have another quadrant where we've got another one that goes probably there, but it basically means I'm going to have to move all of this. Oh dear, someone's complaining about low desirability problems. It's not necessarily needing repair, but it's... Yeah, they're not getting enough food types, that's their complaint, which is like, okay, fair enough. There's not a great deal I can do with that. I mean, they're right on the edge. And the trouble is, that is the problem. I've run out of space, basically, so I've got to start thinking about rebuilding this whole area. So I might be able to squeeze a lot of it in. I mean, if we put, say, because there's a theatre that you can build. If we go to the theatre, so the theatre would probably take up about a fair amount of space. Would have to go around about in the middle there to cover a wide area, because you can see it affects people's desirability. Oh, that's one other thing they mentioned actually, is it shows you in white what the desirability level is. As I move this further and further away, you can see, oh, I'll start to move it a bit closer, so you can see at that point we're getting, say, like this house here, I think it was getting like plus 8%. So they're actually now showing you not just a number that you have to keep an eye on, they're actually telling you now in green what that increase is, depending on how close the building is. So if you were to put it, say, here, for instance, those buildings that are relatively close by, they're getting about a 12% increase. Whereas those ones at the back were getting about 9%. So if it was in the middle, pretty much about here, they're all getting a better share of that bonus. But the problem is, yeah, you've got to put all these markets in as well for all the different quadrants. So it's a bit tricky, I must admit. And the question is, how far can I go? Because that's the other problem, is that you can upgrade these markets, and when you upgrade them, the work area gets wider. So it's like, okay, and the idea is to fit all of the houses within that market area. So that's what I need to do, is I need to find somewhere, because that's what I want to do. I want to start expanding this place. So it's a case of probably I might put it, if I put it, say, there, get them to start building the market there. What I can do over time is start moving some of these houses over to here. It means I'm going to have to move all of these industrial buildings well out of the way. Now, I'm tempted to put them up here. Yeah, I'm tempted to move them over to here. It's going to impact the deer, but I was having a look at the stats. Now, if we have a look at the, let's see, so food, proteins, we're producing way more meat than we need. I mean, most of it's getting spoiled, so I think one of the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to take this hunter away. I don't really see any need for that one. I mean, they produce about 300 roughly. Okay, so that one's going up to about 480 now at that tier. So they do produce quite a bit of meat, but I mean the barn's producing about 900. So I can get away with taking away that 100, I suppose. And then we'll start moving these, so I think that makes more sense then. So it doesn't tell me what the impact of these is, but I tell to move that one. So nobody's overly concerned. Ah, right, so you can see, oh, right, okay, so I can at least tell that if I put it there, it's going to affect people. So if I put it out to maybe there, okay, where the deer are. I don't think the deer are going to be too pleased, but it's a thought, actually. Let's have a look at resources. Let's see what's the worst. So the glassmaker. Right, so things like the foundry and the forge are going to be the worst, which makes sense. So we'll pick up the foundry. Let's see where we can put that one. So that's, don't like it there. I mean, to be fair, the market only comes out to here anyway. So I should really focus on those people rather than the ones right at the edge. Right, so we're starting to hit the ones I'm more concerned about. So I if we start putting them about here, that might be better then. So let's flip these around. I'm going to start moving these and give them all something to do. Except it's too steep. Well, let's see. I don't want to dirt road. Let's see what we can get out of this then. We'll give them something to do there. So that's the foundry. Let's get the blacksmith moved. Now, the only thing I've got to bear in mind is I'm up against raiders and more slopes. Boobar. Because I need to find out where the road's going to be, basically. So the biggest problem is the brickyard. That seems to be the biggest one. Yeah, it's quite a big one, so I'm just going to let them move, do a bit of moving, and see what we can get out of these, like, terrain now, because as I say, as far as I could tell in the notes, they made some changes to that tool. Question is whether it'll actually be any use. I don't know what will happen to the deer. I notice if you start building too close to where the wolf dens are, for instance, those dens do disappear. Usually does cost you quite a few people in the process, like, because the actual wolves do attack them, but eventually they just disappear. Oh, okay. Oh, that's one other thing I noticed as well. That's better because I had another temporary shelter and that just wasn't getting stocked. So in my other playthrough that I've got, those temporary shelters were just not getting stocked at all. Oh, okay, so it looks like this sand pit here has run out. And as far as one thing I've spotted, as far as I'm aware, we now get more slots for the mines. Right, so they're gonna deconstruct that place. So I need to find somewhere else to start digging up sand. And there's one over there. Actually, I think there was one close by here somewhere. Yeah, there's one right here. Right, I'll tell you what, we'll get them to do that one there then. That's a sand pit. So the sand pit needs to go... Oh no! It's still seriously annoying. Right, so that's where the foundry needs to be moved to. So they're still waiting for that to get moved. So let's get the Cooper. See if we can get the Cooper moved. I'll try to get the bricklayer moved as well. And I realise I'm going to have to move all the fields as well. I'll flip that round. Put that there. So that seems a bit better than that terrain option. So let's get them to move. So they're starting to move things now. Curious, is there actually any... Yeah, I don't know why we've got rats in here, because there's no food. Kind of makes you wonder, does it really matter if there's any rats? I mean, do you get any diseases from them? I mean, I'd imagine they'd eat the food, but... I'm not so sure if it really matters. I don't know if it's worth it, because it does. I mean, it costs money, but we're making a lot of money because we're in a big mountainous area, so we get we get access to a lot of gold, for instance. Just curious to see if you could remove that. Doesn't look like you can. Don't know if it matters. As I say, I don't know what will happen to the deer. But that's one thing, I'm going to have to expand this area out. Speaking of which, let's have a look. Where's the firewood splitter? Right, let's get them to build a work camp here. Get it up. Because I want to clear out all of these stones. I wouldn't have thought that would take too long to move. The only trouble is I've got to be mindful of the fact that these things will be producing gold, and then the raiders will come in and start giving me grief. So they still haven't done that, so we're 5 iron short. Okay, so how are we doing for iron then? Produce materials. So we're not producing enough iron. Okay. Let's see if we can fix that then. Ooh, clothes are going for a good price. We'll sell them off. Shoes are going for a good price, except for the fact we actually need some shoes, but never mind. Planks are going for a good price, so we'll sell some of them. Well, it looks like he's running out of money. Should really buy something off him then. Oh, fish are going cheaply, so we'll buy some fish. Don't think I need any. Yeah, I don't need any heavy tools yet, and I'm deliberately keeping one in stock. May as well get some crude weapons, because we've now got a lot of these defense towers. Right, let's try the other ones. So I'm not going to get a good deal for them. Get a good deal for the pelts though. Yeah, oh, that's a pity. I could have done with some medicinal roots. Don't need clay, don't need flour. Yeah, let's buy some wheat. I mean, why not? It'll last long. Okay, so somebody's abandoned their building, so I think, as far as I'm aware, I think they actually end up leaving. Right, so these have been moved. So leave them to get on with the bricklayer. I need to get them to move this one as well. That one's the wrong way around. It's still not planting them. Oh, that's a dirt road. Dirt road's not going to help me. Nope, we want that flattened tool. I don't know if you've got to start in a certain location. You know, maybe like you start at the lowest point, work up to the highest point or something, but it's not really that specific. Yes, I know. I need to fix it. The thing with these is, though, is that they end up going into decay. There's nowhere to put it, though. Because this is a homestead. It's not just a shelter, it's a homestead, so it's fallen into disrepute. Oh, that... It says the heat wave. That's something else they've done as well. They've changed the settings now so that if you've got a building that needs repairing, you can't just pick it up and move it somewhere else, and it automatically gets fixed, basically. Yeah, I think a lot of people probably were doing that, and they can't do it anymore. I mean, that's in the... I wonder why that would be in a 29% desirability area. Huh. Maybe because of the changes that they made. I mean, the market comes out all the way to here. Try doing a bit of flattening around here and just out of curiosity. Right, so they've done something over there. So let's try moving this again. I mean, I can always move it over to this side, doesn't really matter. Right, tell you what, let's do that then. So, okay, so build a road. We've only got 42 stones, so get them to build a road down to there. And I'll bring these over to there then. Yeah, it's not exactly the best road you can get, but now I'm curious. The last time I did something like this, and what I'm going to do is basically move the storage. Last time I did something like this on a gameplay, it ended up where the rats just stayed there. That's interesting. Right, which way around do you need to be? I don't suppose it really matters, but... put that over there. Move it up over to here as well. So that just leaves the armourer. I mean, Murphy. Oh no. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Are these who I think they are? I think these are new people. I can't click on them. Oh no, I don't have enough houses. Jeez Louise. Yeah, I don't have enough houses for these people. I have literally no idea what's going to happen to these deer now. Technically deer have been spotted here, but... and it's... you know, they're still wandering around, but... They've got to go at some point. Can't see them staying long. So currently we're on 172 for the number of people that we've got. So they're heading to the market. Nope, heading to the town centre. 8 people. Okay, fair enough. Whatever. Fubar. Right, okay, so slow this down then. So I need... Oh, geez Louise, I need more houses. Why do you people keep coming in? There's no way to put anybody. See, I mean, the rat catcher was going to live there. They didn't mind. Yeah, he'll go after... Live out on the sticks, I'm afraid. Until we can get all this sorted out. So, right, it should start chopping things down, moving things around, so they're all targeted. So leave that to run a bit faster so they can move all of those things around. Oh wow, I did not know that. I've only got 172 people. But, oh yeah. Maybe that's why I built some extra houses. Duh. Right, so the idea is I want these lot to basically just chop down, well, dig up all of the stones around here. What's got 38 in labour, so rank that up to 10. As far as I'm aware, I think it's the builders that are moving everything. Alright, so this is... Yes, this is a builder. So he's off and moving things. So I think I should speed it up a bit, having more builders. Because each one you do, it tells you how many people get allocated to the job. So obviously the more I've got, the quicker it should go. Right, so that's moved. It's quite cool watching them running around with the little baskets and the little wheelbarrows. It's like the builders are going around and they've got little baskets, that helps them. Also having the tools helps them. Then the labourers, as far as I'm aware. Oh, a builder's got an actual... Now how did you get a basket? So you've got a basket, but you've also got a little wheelbarrow. It's not showing a wheelbarrow. Okay. Ah, so the builders are also so that's interesting. So the builders are also responsible for building upkeep, not just building the buildings, but actually doing the upkeep. Okay, makes sense. I keep getting a bit confused between what the labourers do and what the builders do, because normally, like, the labourers are there to transport items to the actual locations, and then the builders build them. But sometimes seems to be a bit of an overlap, especially when you've got builders running around carrying things with them. See, I mean, that's a builder and they're running around with stone. So let's see where she goes. So she's stocking a building site. So yeah, that's why I get a bit confused between, well, what is the labourer's job and what's the builder's job? No, that... Right, okay, so... Yay, we've upgraded it and there's still not enough water. Huh. Grrr. Let's have a look at the water table. So if I build another well then... that comes under... What does that come under them? Resources. Fubar. So I'll put one there. Put one there. Put one there. Put one there. So yes, that's interesting that, because it said if you upgraded them you should get more water. That's what it said, that's the choice. It's run dry, build water, or upgrade them to increase your capacity and fill rate. Ah, hold on. I'll leave them in just out of curiosity. So I'm waiting. Ah, there you go. So it's now filling up. Ah. Okay, so in that case, that's kind of, well... It doesn't really matter if I'm going to have a lot more. That's what I was interested in. Is this going to have any like impact when it rains? So at the moment the storage is 52. So it's going up. Okay. Right, so there used to be some rats in this storehouse. So if we head over to here, I don't see any of our little furry friends, which is interesting. So the rats didn't come with us and they didn't stay behind. Okay. Now, I've got bigger problems now because this place is going to start, at least one of these, yeah, this place here, it's got over 1,000 gold that was produced and it's got over 100. So this is going to be like a major target for any sort of raiders who decide to come and pay a visit. So, food bar we don't have there. I picked a really good place to build, haven't I? Right, I'll get them to build a wall there. And I'll get them to run that one. It's obstructed by, so the wall's obstructed by a wall. Okay. If I put that up to about, say, there, that will give them something to do. So they're going to have to dig that up anyway. I'm going to prioritize this because I'm going to have to move it. I'll have to move it out of the way because what I want to do is run another wall in this direction. So I have to move it inside of the actual wall, and I just want this up quickly, so because as I say, just because of the raiders. At least they're chopping things down, so the labourers are busy, so that's a good thing. But as soon as that's built, I'm going to move it. We'll dedicate some people to focus on it, and we'll just get them to basically take down all of these stones. See how other places are doing so. Oh, so still building our gold mine over there. Actually, speaking of things, that's a good point. I missed out the hello. Things just suddenly slowing down for some strange reason. Okay, so if we go for, see if I can get that sand pit in there. Yeah, so we can get our sand pit in now. I'll just put a dirt road in there for now. Oh, it's under the minimum size. Okay. Okay. Right, so we'll grab that. We'll put that there. We'll prioritise that. So then I'll be able to get a road running down here. We're going pretty quickly, I must admit. I mean, we've got a shortage of stone, but they're going quite quick. So these can be upgraded, but not exactly showing any like shortage problems. Now speaking of shortages again, what was it we were doing for iron? I think we didn't have enough iron coming in. Okay, so we're doing better. So that might just have been because at the time I was trying to get the actual all these buildings moved, so we seem to be doing okay there. Flour's not so good, so we could do with more. Could do with more wheat. Not enough tallow coming in. So it's definitely useful, this I must admit. Because it tells you where, it gives you enough detail to know whether you're keeping up with things. So yeah, we're definitely not producing enough grain. Plenty of flax, so flax is not a problem. So everybody's busy. Come on. Yeah, this is a bit weird, this. It does seem to be running a lot slower and lagging every now and again. It doesn't normally do that. It only does it at the start, I've noticed. When you start the game, there's a sudden lag for about a few minutes, and then after that it's usually fine. So this is a bit odd, I must admit. Something's bottlenecking for some reason. That's why I'm running at full speed, but normally it's fine. Because they still haven't got around to moving that. Ooh, shortage of food. What? Why have we got a shortage of food? Mind you, it is winter, to be fair. Yeah, we're still producing more meat than we need. So, smoked fish, smoked meat. Very odd. Oh no, the rats have turned up. Again, I don't know if I should be bothered about that though, because we're not storing any food here. This is definitely weird, this. It's interesting that, because that's prioritised, that they're still not getting around to it. Ah, so the deer have moved. Wherever the... Oh, they're running all the way over there. That's interesting, that. So they're actually moving. So this was originally there where they were living. Now they've decided to head off in this direction. Now once we get the wall up and running, presumably they'll go somewhere else. Let's slow this down. See what Scove the Butcher's got. Yeah, we can't really sell anything at a high value, so I think we'll give that a miss. Nothing jumps out. I think tallow was something we had a shortage on, but it's going at a high price, so I think I'll just ignore that. We'll see if the next one comes along with anything better to offer. Well, it looks like they're finally getting around to upgrading the roads as well. Ah! Yeah, let's see what this other trader's got. So Atka... I think I'll increase that. We'll start selling more of these, you know, what was these? Pottery. So let's sell those off. I mean, I don't think it has any impact if you just keep selling and selling things. I mean, obviously they've got to make money and they want to be able to buy things, but Maybe we can get more fish. I won't say no to more fish. Do with some tools, I suppose. I mean, we should be producing our own, but don't need any of them. Already got some of them, so okay, well, here's where it is. Just stick with that. Yep. Jeez. Ah, good. So that's right. Okay, so that should be interesting then. Not the fact that it's actually on fire. It is in the sense that I want to see how these people react now. Because before, everybody used to pick up a bucket of water and try to deliver it, so I want to see what they do now. Yes, there's no buckets of water left lying around. I didn't see everybody suddenly jumping to it, so yeah, that's something they have improved. It was just too simplistic what they did before. And that's what they said they've done, they've been tweaking the AI. Right, so they're still busy building things, but seriously, I need a wall. I mean, it's only a matter of time before raiders turn up. So I'll just run this around to here for now. So I think what I'll do, actually, having said that, I think we'll take that out. Let's take that out. Oh, and what the heck happened there? Take that one out there. Let's turn the camera around because I'm thinking of running a road down here. Run that road down to there. Hold on, I take the day. Yeah, look, it looks a bit strange. I mean, they obviously do need to build it, but it just looks a bit strange that the fact that it looks as if it has been built. Anyway, never mind. Right, so defenses. I'm going to need a gate in here. And then we'll get our last bit of wall put in there. And I think I'll just block that up. Nah, I'll put the door there. Why not? Otherwise, I'm just going to have to tear that one up, and seems a bit of a waste. Let's get them to... Ah, right, I don't have any in stock. It's interesting, if you've got any in stock, doesn't matter how much you've got. As long as you've got something in stock, you can still get them to start, like, the upgrade process. Right, so they've got trees to knock down over there and there. So I'll get them to just focus... For now, I'm just going to get them to focus on the stone. Yeah, that's something I'm going to have to take care of at some point, these crops, because otherwise it can end up really bad. So I've got 28 labourers, so let's crank that up. We'll get 4 people to speed that up. Oh, the water's running dry again. Oh, wow. That's a bit of a problem because you can't store it anywhere. Yeah, these lags are really starting to annoy me. I suspect it's because the computer was just actually doing some encoding before. seems to have a problem for me. If I play a game and then encode it, what happens is it ends up causing a lot of lag on the encoding, and it seems to be the same the other way around. If I encode something and then play a game, it seems to be causing problems. So that's a bit weird, that. Yeah, I'm definitely puzzled as to why these rats are. I wonder if it's just in the game mechanics where it just randomly turn up in some place. Because there's no specific reason for rats to turn up there. I mean, there's nothing to eat. What are they going to eat from here? So I wonder where all the deer have gone. Oh, they've all run off over there. Fair enough. Now, one thing I'm not going to get caught out on, like I did before, is to forget to put the defense tower in. That'll be a bit embarrassing. As I say, money's not a problem on this particular map. I mean, we're now at the point where we're producing quite a bit of gold, but yeah, I think it's just the space is going to be the problem. So I'm kind of curious then. I mean, while they're busy doing that, we go to. I mean, the next market. Kind of. I think that might not be too bad because it's just off the water. Because the idea is to get all of the houses within that region. To be honest, I would line it up with this anyway, so it would be probably about there. So I'm gonna have to rip this wall down. Yeah, I'm gonna have to rip this wall down, or at least extend it out. Let's get them to build another wall section out. About there, see. And if we try to get that, so that would be so it's going to be somewhere around there. It's difficult to pitch because of as I say, at this stage I'm not at a point where I can upgrade the market. So to upgrade the market I need more. Ah, there you go. Tell you what, let's put the order in. Let's get them to start upgrading that, because once it's upgraded it's got a bigger reach. We've got plenty of bricks. Gold's certainly not an issue, so it's just the planks. Food stocks are low. Yeah, it's not good going into winter with low food stocks, but so that affects beans and peas. That affects beans, peas, buckwheats, and carrots. So we'll see if that gets sorted out. Otherwise you're going to have to end up leaving the field alone, either grow something completely different or just leave it alone. Now we need to apply more compost. So a lot of these houses aren't getting serviced. It doesn't show us like a work area, but for some reason a lot of these houses are just not getting serviced anymore. As you can see, it's all the waste levels are just building up. Right, so yeah, so our market's got a bigger reach now. So gives you... Yeah, it's kind of a shame you've got to build a lower tier, well, sorry, a low level mark. It's a pity you can't actually just get them to build that version of the mark, a better version, straight away. We've got to wait until, you know, we've got to build this particular one, then upgrade that one. Because I mean, if we want to put the market, say, there, I mean, what sort of, well, hasn't expanded it that much, mate. It's a bit bigger, but not that much bigger. I'll probably end up putting it just about... Maybe if I put it just about there. What I could do is just build it literally here. So at least I'm not impacting the existing fields, and then we'll see. Because that's a good thing I like about this game, is you can move things around. Why is that? I'm starting to get good. That's a work camp. Where's the compost yard? Could have done with more people to deal with that, but yeah, it's not helping having all this waste build up. I mean, you could build another one. Ooh, that's falling into disrepair. Oh, hello. The villager is homeless. What? How come they're homeless? Have they been kicked out of their house? They go here. This is the trouble. The game upgrades houses. It upgrades the houses, you see, when the desirability goes up, and I think that kicks people out of their house. So I'm going to have to wait for these to get upgraded. Otherwise, they're not going to be too pleased. So that means this is just getting worse now. The waste's getting worse, and the water levels aren't improving. It's like, geez Louise. On the plus side, at least our walls are getting built. Although I've noticed for some strange reason, one of them... There you go. Oh, I can't upgrade it. I need 3 more stone to upgrade it. Right, what wonderful things have you got? So I can sell... I'll sell them off. May as well sell them off. I mean, we've got tons of gold. Gold's not a problem. I should really be buying things, but it's a case of, well, what do I need to buy? Ah, wheat was definitely something I needed. Right, let's stock up on. I mean, it's pretty cheap. I'm not seeing any stone or anything. I mean, we can go either way on the medicinal herbs there, so pretty pricey. Oh, I haven't said that. I think they're saying was food not... Yeah, food's low. Can we buy any food off you? I mean, the wheat should help, but... Oh no, that's a... Yeah, that's a thought. How's the bakery doing? That's the brewery. So we've got 2 people working in the brewery. So they're producing quite a lot of bread. Well, I can sell more pottery off. We're making quite a bit of money out of just selling off pottery. Oh no! The raiders are here. Right, well that's going cheap as well, so let's get some smoked meat then. I don't know if they'll get though. I'm just curious to know if they're going to come from the right, just because it happens to be that we're not finished there yet. I'm going to pause that because I want to find out. It's like, I can buy. Oh, that's a thought. I mean, I've got plenty of stone around, but right, there you go. Well, I've got all of that extra stone in stock. What I should be able to do is there was something I was supposed to upgrade, wasn't there? Boobar. What was it? There was something. There was some. Completely lost the plot now. There was something I was going to upgrade, but it says you can't. Can't because there's not enough in stone in stock. Anyway, where are these raiders? So they're coming from over here. Yeah, typical. They're coming from the side. They would happen to be coming from the side. That was still building. I mean, at least the defense towers are up. Okay. So they're all running down here. Oh, okay. Combat control. So they're going to run down here. So hopefully there's a tower here and then there's a tower there. So we'll see how that goes. But that's what I was trying to upgrade the wall, wasn't I? Right, I'll take care of that then. There's that many things going on that I keep forgetting what it is I'm doing. So is anybody here? Oh, they're in the process of garrisoning the place. So where are they? Come on, jump to it. There's no point having a garrison if you're not going to man the bleeding thing. So the wall's not finished, so they can break through and start destroying the actual defense tower. So most of them look to have gone. Oh, they've just bypassed it. They're chasing people now. Oh, that was a dumb maneuver. So they've stolen some things. Yeah, they managed to steal some things from the armory by the looks of it. Have you still not garrisoned this place? What is the point? Grrr. Because there's only the one defense tower there to handle them. What? Seriously? Why not go in there? Because then you can shoot people. Numpty. Oh, you're intoxicated. Oh, great. Just what you don't need. A drunken guard. It's like, whatever, I'm going to go back and get something to eat. Yeah, you have to drink beer again. No, so that means we lost things. Stupid person. So somebody here looks like there was somebody running over here as well. So we'll just have to see what we lost then. I'm not overly impressed by that guard. They just decided to get drunk and then they just ran away. It's like, I'm not gonna get involved. There's no point being a guard if you're not actually gonna guard anything. Let's just speed this up and see if we can get them to at least finish the wall off anyway. Yeah, so he's of no use whatsoever. I'm seriously tempted to fire him. But yeah, that's an interesting dilemma. Right, so I'm gonna have to plug the gaps then. So right, that looks like that's all those have now sorted. The only trouble is it's warning that there's not enough labourers for the work. Now that's useful. It's actually recommending how many you need. So if I drop the number of builders, we've now got the number that we need. So that's actually quite useful, because normally in games you've got no idea how many people you do need. Right, so to manage to get away with 13 pelts and 6 iron. Not too bad. Would have gone better if we didn't have a guard who decided to go off drinking. So yeah, so they just need to plug that gap there. Now that's interesting. So they're full. So the building storage is full. So why not? Yeah, just out of curiosity, why not put it in there? I think that would be a good idea. Why not take it from here and put it in there? Unless that's the job of the actual labourer. Maybe labourers have to come along and pick these items up from here and then put them into there. Oh yeah, see, there's the little rats running around. So that's quite cool. I quite like that. Little animations of little rats running around. So at least that it looks as though they fixed that problem. Well, I wouldn't say it was a problem. It was actually quite a benefit, really, if they'd left all the rats over here. But that looks like just like a piece of stone. Yeah, because before I'm pretty sure if you just moved the building, the rats would just stay there, which is a bit sneaky. But anyway, we've managed to get all of these buildings moved over to here. It looks like they've got that section of the wall now done. I'm just wondering if I need anywhere else covered. I think it could be a bit risky there, but once they've started finishing this wall, I can knock more sections down, and then I can start looking to expand this place by putting a market over here, and then we'll have to start finding somewhere else to put all of these actual fields. But it means I'll be able to start building different quadrants, and then I'll be able to get more people. Although I'm still bothered about the water problems. So we've got water problems, we've got waste problems, rat problems, housing problems. We've got lots of problems. I think we'll have to fix all these. But that's all for another episode.